Hello students, now we are at the last topic of our chapter evolution, that is a brief account of evolution and evolution of human beings, right? So let us start this. About 2000 million years ago, that is Maya million years ago, the first cellular forms of life appeared on Earth. If one more question may come that at what time first cellular form appeared on Earth? The answer is 2000 million years ago. And then after some time, some of these cells had the ability to release oxygen. So we can relate that just like that plant cells perform that light reaction where water split to release oxygen. The same kind of reaction might have taken place in their body to release oxygen, and this oxygen was released in the atmosphere. Now slowly single-celled organism became multicellular life forms. So after millions of years of you can say evolution, now single-celled evolved first, and then a single-celled organism transformed themselves into multicellular life forms slowly. And around 500 million years ago, so this first life came at 2000 million years ago, and first time invertebrate came was 500 million years ago. So how many years gap? 1500 million years gap is there. So the sum of the primitive kind of invertebrates is shown over here, right? Next, jawless fish probably evolved 350 million years ago. Means after the evolution of the very first invertebrate, it took 150 million years to develop into a jawless fish. So there's a primitive kind of jawless fish. Seaweeds, at the same time plants were also evolving. Seaweeds and few plants existed probably around 320 million years ago. Then come first fish with stout and strong fins could move on land. So there were some kind of fishes which have long stout and they have strong fins so that they can move to the land and can go back to the water. And at what time it has taken place? It was around 350 million years ago. In the 1938, a fish was caught in South Africa, and it happened to be a coelacanth. Coelacanth is the kind of a you can say it was believed that it was extinct, and they were the ancestor of amphibians. So we can say that these animals called low fins evolved into the first amphibians. So they were the ancestor of amphibians that lived on both land and water. So these were the fishes which can migrate land as well as water. So they were showing amphibious nature. So they were the first ancestor of amphibians, right? Moving ahead. The amphibians evolved into reptiles. Now fishes, from fishes what have evolved? Amphibians, and from amphibians the reptiles have evolved. They lay thick shelled eggs. So what is the difference between the eggs of fish, amphibians and reptiles? Amphibians and fish eggs are not covered by thick shells, so they need to lay their eggs in water, while the reptilian eggs have thick shelled eggs which make them resistant to environmental condition, and they do not dry up in sun, so they need not to go in water. But after some time, when there is no competition, they were on the land. So in next 200 million years or so, reptiles of different shapes, means reptiles became the dominating organism. So you must have seen this movies and all that. These all are dinosaurs or the reptiles that were primitive type of reptiles that were found be walking on Earth at that time. Some of these land reptiles went back. Some of those reptiles went back into water. Okay, they went back into water to evolve into fish-like reptiles. They were not fishes, they were fish-like reptiles, probably 200 million years ago, like Ichthyosaurus. So this is Ichthyosaurus, right? About 65 million years ago, dinosaurs suddenly disappeared from Earth. So we actually don't know. There are different theories. Some say that meteorite strike the Earth's surface. Some say that it was ice age. Some said that there was a disease. Because of that, they were not able to survive. So lack of food was there. So they got killed. After that, now the most dominating reptiles are moved. And then first mammal were like shrews, means the earlier mammals were like shrews, just like this. And mammals were viviparous. Viviparous means they can protect their unborn young inside the mother body. So the chances of survival was more. So mammals were more intelligent in sensing. Once they sense that there is danger and it's better to run away from that side, so the chances of their survival was more. So after the extinction of dinosaurs, mammals became the, you can say, the dominating species on Earth. Now we'll talk about origin and evolution of man. So about 15 million years ago, primates called Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus were existing on Earth. So if you see the picture, that this is Dryopithecus, this is Ramapithecus. So there is a statement that they were hairy and walked like gorillas and chimpanzees. Ramapithecus, just see, Ramapithecus was more man-like and Dryopithecus was more ape-like. Okay. Then come 2 million years ago, Australopithecines probably lived in Eastern African grassland. So there was one more species, that was Australopithecines, which was found in East African grassland. And after studying of the fossils and their habitat, it was assumed that they hunted with stone weapons, but essentially ate fruit. Okay, they must have started hunting using stone weapons, but they prefer to eat fruit, so they look like this. After Australopithecines, so what is the chronology? First came Ramapithecus and Dryopithecus, then came Australopithecines. The first human-like beings, the hominid, and was called Homo habilis. Homo habilis was like this. So their brain capacity was 650 to 800 cc, and they probably did not eat meat. Again, so they were feeding on fruits. Then came Homo erectus. Erectus means they were walking erect, and it came in 1.5 million years ago. Homo erectus had a large brain around 900 cc. If we compare with this, this brain was 650 to 800 and his is 900 cc, right? Homo erectus probably ate meat. They might have ate meat. Then come Neanderthal man with a brain size of 1400 cc, lived in near East and Central Asia, right? And between 1 lakh to 40,000 years back. Okay. They use hides. They used to protect their body with hides of animal. They used to kill, and it is found that they used to bury their dead. They don't leave their bodies of their members of their tribe, of their population as such. They used to bury them, right? And Homo sapiens arose in Africa and moved across continents and developed into distinct races. So Homo sapiens has show their evolution from Africa and moved across the different continent. And during Ice Age, between 75,000 to 10,000 years ago, modern Homo sapiens arose. Means during that time, modern Homo sapiens might have evolved. And prehistoric cave art developed 18,000 years ago, and agriculture came in 10,000 years back, and human settlement started. Now they were not moving from one place to another. They try to settle because agriculture, they learned how to do agriculture. So this is Homo sapien. Okay. So now what you have to do, just make a list, make a flow chart where you can display how human have evolved. What were the different initial, like they first came Dryopithecus, Ramapithecus, then Australopithecine, then Homo habilis, then Homo erectus, then Neanderthal man, and then finally Homo sapiens. And learn the characteristic, whatever is given in the NCERT. That's enough. Now time for our practice questions. Question number 1. Who among the Dryopithecus and Ramapithecus was more man-like? Question number 2. Among Ramapithecus, Australopithecines and Homo habilis, who probably did not eat meat? Question number 3. By what Latin name the first hominid was known? And question number 4. Identify the animal to which each of the following 3 skulls belong. Which 2 of them resemble more closely than the others? So there is a picture. You can take help from your NCERT book. Okay. All the best.